ask each and every one of us to please, if you are not making any statement or talking, to remain muted. And when you wanted to talk, please, you can unmute yourself. I appreciate that. So the meeting is called to order. Let's stand and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Statement of the meeting.
Good evening to all. Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act was originally provided in the following manner. By emailing written notice to the Carrier Post in retrospect on November 29th, 2021. By posting written notice on the official bulletin board at the municipal building on November 29th, 2021, and by filing written notice with the clerk of the Borough of Woodlynne on November 29th, 2021. Public notice of the electronic public meeting was posted on the borough's website, www.woodlynne.net.org, and was again made to the Carrier Post in retrospect, as well as posted on the door of the municipal building in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act and in adherence to the Department of Community Affairs, Division of Local Government Services, DLGS guidelines in response to the COVID-19 state of emergency. Members of the public were also notified that they may participate in the public meeting electronically by dialing 1-929-205-6099, meeting ID number 802-892-7745, and passcode 635158. Thank you.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Fontanez?
Present.
Mr. Fuentes?
Present.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Here.
Mr. Edwards?
Present.
Mrs. Feliciano?
Present.
President Early?
Here.
Mayor Chewicki?
Yes.
All are present. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's go then to our committee reports. Emergency management.
Good evening, Mayor, Council Chairman, Early, solicitors, other council members, residents, and other constituents. Good evening. My report for the month of November are as follows. For EMS calls, we had a total of 49, 10 fire calls for the total of 59 for the month of November. Thus ends my report.
You've heard the report of emergency management. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second. Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontanez?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Committee report for Public Safety, Councilman Fuentes.
Good evening, Mayor, Madam Clerk, Solicitor, fellow council members, and the public. This is my report for public safety for November 2021. There have been 406 call for services, 22 parking summons, 125 moving violations, 7 adult arrests, 0 juvenile arrest, 0 DUI arrest. There's been 11 Bourogh Ordinance. Total vehicle impound, 2. Uniform crime report, 0 robbery, 0 aggravated assault, 2 simple assaults, 11 thefts, 2 burglaries, 2 disorderly conducts, 0 drug offenses, 0 motor vehicle thefts. This is my report for the month of November 2021.
You heard the report of Public Safety. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Who made the first motion, please?
Edwards.
Thanks. Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontanet,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Committee report for Public Building, Councilman Rodriguez.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, residents, council people. My report for the month of November, I have no report. Thank you. That's it.
You've heard the report of Public Building. Can I get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontanet,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Committee report for Public Affairs and Recreation, Councilwoman Feliciano.
Good evening, Mayor, Solicitor, Madam Clerk, members of council, council president, and the public. This is my report for the month of November 2021. On the past Friday, we were able to celebrate our tree lighting event. I just want to thank everybody that participated. Special thanks to the children of Woodlynne and the Woodlynne School. Also would like to thank Public Works, our fire and police department, our members of council and mayor for attending, and the public. It was a really good turnout. We had a lot of children that came out. Just want to, again, thank them for coming out and helping us celebrate this annual tradition. I'd also like to thank Pastor Blackwell and the Ashbury Methodist Church for providing us with some hot chocolate and snacks. It's always a pleasure to see them every year as they come and help participate and help us celebrate this joyous event. So that is one note that we wanted to just give thanks for everyone who participated. There is going to be an upcoming Santa event next Friday around 6 o'clock. You may see Santa Claus on the fire truck. So I wanted to let the public know that if they are interested in having their kids see Santa or a nice view of Santa on the fire truck, to just be present or around town around 6 o'clock. This is my report for the month of November.
You've heard a report for Public Affairs and Recreation. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenay,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes, Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Committee report for Finance, Councilman Fuentes.
Good evening, Mayor, Solicitor, Council President, Council, and public. Okay, my report for the month of November 2021. It was given the property tax payment count was 875. That was a total of $916,751.43. Lien payment was 60 count, total of $59,308.38. Miscellaneous payment 60, which is a total of $185,710.75, which is a total of 1,001, 1.162. $1,162,897.45. That's for the Bourogh Water. I have also for the Bourogh Water Municipal Court revenue for the month of November. Total of the Bourogh $3,865.38. County $1,421.50. State $1,350.28. Is the total of $6,637.16. That is my report that was given you for the month of November. Thank you.
Thank you. You've heard the report of Finance. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Thank you.
Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenay,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yeah.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
All yes, thank you.
Thank you. Committee report for Public Work Council President.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council, Mr. Attorney, and members of the public. This is the monthly report for the month of November 2021. On recycling, there was 30,880 pounds or 15.44 tons. Trash was 210,820 pounds or 105.41 tons. Yard waste, 75 yards. No scrap metal. And just a reminder to everyone, leaf season is still about until the end of this month. So please, if you do have leaves to rake up, get them curbside so that we can get them cleaned up. And that concludes my report for the month of November 2021. That was respectfully submitted by Robert.
You heard the report for Public Work. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second. Can you guys repeat the second?
Second.
Thank you. Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenay,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
All yes, thank you.
Oh, yes, thank you. Correspondence. The first one, the borough received a letter from Collinswood mayor indicating revenue charge for all the fire hydrant in our town. And everybody had a copy. And I plan to sit with the solicitor after the meeting today to further discuss and get back to the council how we're going to move forward with it. Also, the school is scheduled to have a COVID-19 vaccine clinic. That will be December 13th. And December 13th is Monday. Next week is from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. It's going to be in the school. Those that have never had their first or second, you can go there. It's for free and get your vaccine. Please spread the word out. Also, those who need booster, whichever booster that you had, whichever vaccine you had prior and you need the booster, you can also go there and get your booster too. Okay? Everybody's welcome from age 5 and up. Also, they scheduled the same event on January the 3rd. And the same thing, those who have their first dose Monday can get the one on the January 3rd to complete their dose. And you are welcome to participate, please.
Excuse me, Mayor, what was the times again?
It's from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any old business?
Mayor, this is Mark Basor. Did you want me to go over my engineer's report during the correspondence portion?
Yes, please, Mark. Please proceed.
Okay, No problem. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I submitted my report in writing just to go over anything that's been updated since the last report. Under the DOT 2022 project on Parker Avenue and 4th Street, last month you authorized us to move forward with the design. So our surveyors have started, I believe they were out on Parker Avenue this past week. The 2021 project on Elm Avenue, last council meeting, I talked about a change in the pavement section because of the layer of clay we encountered. So I have a letter recommending acceptance of change order 1, which takes care of that pavement change. And we also added some extra sidewalk and driveway aprons. So you have a resolution on tonight's agenda, 2021-85, which is to accept that change order. We also have a letter recommending payment number 1 for that project, and you have a resolution tonight, number 2021-86, and everything was found acceptable for payment or for payment on that. So we recommend that payment go through. The CDBG project for the fire station, we have a letter recommending final payment on that. You have a resolution tonight, 2021-84 for that action. Once that's paid, the borough can submit 3 vouchers to CDBG to get final reimbursement for that project, and it'll close that out. And then the 2020 project on Chestnut Avenue, last month I talked about having to resubmit some final closeout documents to DOT. We submitted those on November 12th, and we got an email confirmation back on the 29th that everything was found acceptable. So once the CFO gets $97,000 and change, we will confirm that that's been received, and then that'll close out that project. So that's everything I have that's been updated since the last report, unless anybody has any questions. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mark. I do not have a question, but I need a request if we can meet before the weekend run out to go through the quantity and quality of the change order for that you're requesting approval today. Okay?
Okay.
And yeah. Okay. Just let me know when you're available.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, new business. This is Ordinance 2021, number 12, public hearing and adoption. An ordinance regulating the salaries of certain employees of the Borough of Woodlynne, Camden County, State of New Jersey. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion. Second.
Now, I would like to open it to the public.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Zenobia. I reside in the 1600 block of Woodlynne Avenue. Am I allowed to speak? Is it okay?
Please go ahead. What do you say your name
Okay.
is again, please?
Zenobia.
Zenobia, sure. And you live in where?
I live on the 1600 block of Woodlynne Avenue. Is it okay? I
We
can
need
talk
the
now?
full address, Ms. Jackson.
1615 Woodlynne. Can I speak now?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I would like to address the concerns of the safety of the children during and after school hours, because they're wildly crossing the streets, and even when you're yielding to them.
Ms. Jackson,
Mayor, Ms. Newton.
I apologize. This is Brian Lazuk. Ms. Jackson, there will be a public portion the public portion is solely on this ordinance, the salary ordinance.
Okay, so what does that mean? I'm new to the neighborhood, so I just thought this was a public format where you could express your thoughts of what was going on in the neighborhood. Is that the case? It's not the case?
Absolutely, and in probably about 5 minutes once we get to that portion of the meeting. The public portion right now is specifically on the salary ordinance before the council.
Okay, well, it does have something to do with that of why crossing guards aren't available or why jobs aren't available for like seniors or retirees or high school graduates in this area. And to my knowledge, there's a Class A officers that are in this area, so I don't see why they're not utilizing their positions to do traffic safety in the morning. So can anybody answer that?
Ms. Zenobia, your question is what again, please? Can you repeat your question regard to crossing guard?
My concern is the safety of the children, of them coming and going from school, and how they're wildly running in front of cars and how some cars aren't even yielding. Like, it is an issue. Children are good. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's child is going to get hurt or killed. The one station where a police officer is at is on Linden Avenue. We need possibly one by Woodlynne Mart or maybe by where the Chinese food starts at, around that area, or whatever the case may be. I'm just trying to figure out, is there any crossing guard jobs that's available for like people in the Woodland area? Or is there are Class A officers, right? So how come the Class A officer, Miss Diane Cavallari, is not doing her job, not utilizing the traffic safety? I'm new to the neighborhood. I want answers. My children go to this school. I'm concerned for my children's safety because I drive them there. And I have friends that are in the neighborhood that walk their children there and that are nervous. So I just want some answers.
Okay. I will give you a brief answer now, and then when we go back to the public portion of the meeting, we can much more address that. Okay. Yes, there is a position for the school crossing guard that has been on and on. Number one. And number two, we have always have that one position, and the last lady that run it is usually on Woodlynne and between just near about M Street that she usually stay. And then we have never had a school crossing guard all the way up Cedar Avenue or the other avenue up there. We have never. It's always.
I understand that, but that's what my concern is. I'm expressing to you in this meeting that I feel, and there's other people that can back up, but just for my first time being here and being in this meeting, I thought I would express my concerns. I feel personally, because my children, I reside here and I take my children here, and I'm a witness of seeing children running around wildly around these areas. So maybe you guys should consider that, or use your Class A officer to utilize to do the traffic and safety job, or hire someone in this area, or high school graduates or seniors or retirees or vets in this area to get that taken care of. So what is the resolution to that? I'm addressing you with the problem. So I'm just trying to figure out what is the answer now.
Now, I don't know if we are, understanding each other differently. There has been a continue to pend position for a school crossing guard that had not been filled. That's number one. And number two, the ones that we have has been focusing close to the school. That's where the collected children will come in before they disperse, going north, south, and east. At that point, junction is where the police officer stays and watch them until they disperse. And that's the way it has been in the past. Now we have
so no class one
excuse me, Ms. Zenobia. Let me finish. Okay. You know what? Let me defer your question. When we go over to public portion, then we can spend more time and talk about it. Okay? Just hold your question.
Sure, yep.
Thank you. At this time, I now close this ordinance 12-21-12. Can I please get full vote?
Mr. Fontaine?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Abstain.
Mr. Rodriguez? Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano?
Abstain.
President Early?
Yes. Yes.
We have 4 yes and 2 abstain.
4-2 ordinance passed. Resolution 2021-82. The resolution of the Board of Woodlynne, Camden County authorizing to sign municipal alliance grant agreement, Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse Fiscal Grant Circle from October 2020 to June 2025. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from the council? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontaine?
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Abstain.
Mrs. Feliciano?
Yes.
Change it.
President Early?
Yes.
We have 5 yes and 1 abstain.
5-1, resolution passed. Resolution number 2021-83. Resolution of the Board of Woodlynne, Camden County, State of New Jersey, approval of transfers of fund. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from council? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontaine?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards?
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano?
Yes.
President Early?
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yes.
Resolution passed. Full vote. I'm sorry. Resolution 2021-84, a resolution of the Board of Woodlynne, Camden County, State of New Jersey, authorizing payment number 2 for the final payment to WJ Gross Inc. for replacement of the Woodlynne Fire Department garage door. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from the council? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontaine?
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes?
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-85. It's a resolution of the Borough of Woodlynne, Camden County, State of New Jersey, approving a change order number 1 for American Asphalt for reconstruction of Elm Avenue. Also, you guys had briefly what the engineer said about the issue of having the glare and modifying some driveways. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from council? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenez,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano,
Yes.
President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-86. This is a resolution of the Borough of Woodlynne, County of Camden, State of New Jersey, authorizing payment number 1 to American Asphalt Company, Inc. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from council?
I have one, Mayor. It's actually for Mark. I apologize for not asking earlier. But in reference to once payment is rendered, what was the amount of grants that we would be basically applying for or receiving back? I heard you mention reimbursement in grant money.
Talking about this current project with American Asphalt for the DOT for Elm Avenue.
Yes, sir.
We have $222,400 allocated for construction from the DOT grant. And the change order was approved, we were maximizing construction limits. That brought the contract value up to $222,066.40. So we're still projected to be less than the construction cost allocation.
Oh, so this reimbursement will be discussed last month, which you had told us you were saving because of the change.
Yes, we were saving money because we had to change the pavement section. So we added additional sidewalk and driveway aprons to maximize the grant, because we have to use the grant on this stretch of road between Woodlynne Avenue and 4th Street.
Okay, understood. Appreciate you. I just thought it was a different reimbursement. Appreciate you clearing that up for me.
No problem. And the first payment was for the work that was done through, I think, November 30th. So that's what this payment number 1's for.
Full vote.
Mr. Fontenez,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano, President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-87. A resolution of the Borough of Woodlynne, County of County, State of New Jersey, approving October and November 2021 municipal meeting minutes. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion. Second.
Thank you, Edwards. Any question? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenez,
Yes.
Yes. 2023.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano, President Early.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Resolution 2021-88, a resolution of the Borough of Woodlynne, Camden County, State of New Jersey, authorizing the application of the New Jersey Clean Energy Program, Community Energy Planning Grant Program on behalf of the Borough of Woodlynne. Can I get motion and second, please?
Motion.
Second.
Any question from the council? Full vote, please.
Mr. Fontenay,
Yes.
Mr. Fuentes,
Yes.
Mr. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Mr. Edwards,
Yes.
Mrs. Feliciano, President Early. Oh, yes, thank you.
Thank you. Approval of bills and prepaid bills. Can I please get motion and second?
Motion.
Second.
Any question?
I have questions on two.
Sure.
There was, a payment made to the,
Can you get to your mic?
can you hear me now?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, there was a payment made to the, firm that works with us with the, planning board, but there was not, I did not see a copy of the PO for that. Do we know what that was for, since the planning board hasn't met in quite some time?
There is a payment made to a planning board.
The consulting engineering firm that does these professional services for the planning board.
Okay, and there is no PO?
Not one that I saw that was signed. When I asked the director of finance, he did not have a copy of it.
Is this the same payment from last 3 months?
No,
That's another one?
it's another payment.
Okay.
And then there were two payments made for fire inspector. So I was wondering, is one a back payment and another one current, or why there were two separate payments made in 1 month?
Okay, I will inquire, and then I will get back to you.
Thank you.
But right now, yeah, we're not proceeding with those two payments until that is cleared, right?
Correct.
All right.
Mayor, I had a question also.
Sure.
Check 3892. Do we know how many vehicles was serviced?
What number of the check again?
3892.
And is it a public work vehicle or police vehicle, you know?
Police vehicle?
Okay, I do not know how many vehicle that was serviced. Councilman Fuentes, do you know?
What page is?
Page 2.
It 92?
Is it 1,336?
Yes.
That's what you're referring to? Wait a minute.
This page.
Page,
No, page 2. Oh, 2 page. Oh, 2 page.
it's on the back.
Okay, I will send a letter down to the, downstairs and have them to, clarify that before you get paid, okay?
Thank you.
So,
One.
any
That would make
further
sense,
question?
Frank. You can let them know. It's for one.
I don't have any.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
okay, this amount was for one vehicle.
How much is it, Councilman?
It's $1,336.55.
For both of them, for the both vehicles?
Okay, I got one vehicle here.
Okay. Councilman Edward, is that one vehicle? Clarify the checks you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just clarifying.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Let's proceed with the payment of the bills and prepaid bills, with the exception of the planning board clarification, fire inspection, 2 checks clarification. And you okay with the police vehicle clarification?
Yes, Mayor, I am. I'm not.
Okay, good.
I think it's a little pricey, but it is what it is. Like,
All right, no problem. No problem.
There.
We will get the substance, and then let's move on with the one that we are not questioning. Is that okay?
yeah, I'm good.
Thank you. Is that okay, councils?
Yes.
Thank you. Is that okay,
Like,
Councilman?
wait,
Edwards?
was done, exactly, Mayor.
Is that okay, Councilman Fuentes?
Yes, that's fine.
Is that okay, Councilwoman Feliciana? Is that okay, Councilman Fuentes? Is that okay, Councilman Rodriguez?
Yes.
Councilman Fuentes, I didn't hear you. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Repeat that again, sir?
With the exception of the planning board payment, fire inspection, 2 checks payment, and also the police vehicle check number 3892 clarification.
Yes.
Withholding, we move on with the other payment. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Councilwoman Feliciana, I didn't hear from you.
No, I said yes. I was
Okay.
fine with it.
All right, thank you, guys. Thank you. Any other new business? All right. At this time, we're about to enter to the public portion of this meeting. And I need first and second motion to open it up for the public, please. Councilman and Council President, Councilwomen, can I get motion and second to open it up for the public portion?
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. All right. Now, in continuation with discussion that we have with Ms. Zenobia, who lives in 1615 Woodlynne Avenue, regarding the kids going to school and safely returning back to their home. I have indicated to her that in the past, we have only one location that we station, which is in Woodlynne Avenue, close to the school. And as currently we've had opening for a school crossing guard that still have not been filled. However, she still want to know, is there anything we can do moving forward? Ms. Zenobia, we've heard you. We have the council.
That's not the only thing that I discussed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just felt it was a concern because I'm new here. And correct me if I'm wrong, there is a Class 1 police officer, Diane Cavallari, whatever her name is, right? If I'm correct, why isn't anyone utilizing these Class 1 police officers to patrol the area? That's my question. And you saying crossing guards are open positions, is starting to open. Is that open to the public, like for Woodlynne residents, for high school graduates, seniors, veterans, retirees? Like, I just need more specification. I'm new here, and like I said, I see the traffic, I see the children, and I really feel like there should be another crossing guard or a Class 1 police officer over in that area to patrol that area by the Woodlynne Mart stores. There's a lot of children that walk from there that goes to the store and they cross diagonally. They're not using the crosswalks. There's some people that runs and keeps going faster than the speed limit. You're only supposed to go 15, 20 miles per hour around the school zone, I believe. So it's only one police officer on Linden Avenue. But what I'm expressing to you is on Woodlynne Mart, near that area is where I really strongly feel it needs to be someone there to control the traffic and the students crossing, because someone is going to get hurt, especially in the afternoon after school dismissal.
Now, Diana was hired as a police officer. Unfortunately, there was other job that she took in the borough that she relinquished that Class 1 police officer.
Okay, but I'm sorry to cut you off. You said that she was hired as that position. So if she's appointed to do something else, so how is she able to do two positions at one time? There isn't anyone else that is in the Class 1 police position, or she can take her Class 1 position and get substituted and have someone take place of the other positions that she's withholding. So children has to get hit, or someone has to have an accident or get hurt or possibly dead for someone to really utilize this situation to get it in control?
If you continue to cut me off, I don't think you will understand what I'm saying. I don't think you will really reason with me to my answer to you. So I just wish that you could have a little patience and listen to what I'm saying. Maybe that will help you get some insight and understand. No offense. However, if I may continue.
No problem.
Okay. I've heard your concern, ma'am, and I'm gonna sit with the police safety chair people and put it on an advisory and let them convene a meeting and see what they can do for the safety in spite of what we are currently doing. Okay. Is there another question?
Mr. Mayor, can I just add something to Ms. Jackson real quick before y'all go on?
Sure, go ahead.
Ms. Jackson, to answer one of your questions when you asked, was it open to elderly high school graduates? It absolutely is. We've been advertising for several months, and to be honest, we're having some challenges. So if you know anybody that might be interested, please have them apply. If they meet the qualifications, we'll be happy. Our concerns. Nobody is against you with your concerns. A lot of us have kids here and we have the same concerns, but we've just been challenged trying to fill the role. And I think that's what the mayor was trying to reiterate to you, is that we've been advertising it for months. So we're not trying to be negligent at all. We just can't fill the role ourselves because we sit in these offices. But if you know someone, please send them up to the borough, get applications, and we can all try to square this away.
I appreciate your input, and I was just trying to figure out, because he was saying that she has a lot of positions. I'm just trying to figure out, how are you able to do all these positions at one time? Like, I just want traffic.
Doesn't have a lot of positions now. Her original job when she was hired was for that. She no longer holds that position. She works in the office now full time. She's no longer out on the street as a class 1 officer. She doesn't hold all those positions, so you misunderstood what he said. And then my next question is, what grade are your children in?
Well, when did she quit? I'm just trying to, I'm new here. I'm just trying to figure out. I'm sorry if
She
I have
didn't
too many
quit.
questions.
She was appointed to different positions. She moved along from that position. She did not quit. She was hired on to do different work. She no longer does that work anymore. She is done with that. She works in the office. Despite whatever you may or may not have been told by other people.
She's the building inspector. I'm just trying to figure out.
No,
ma'am, I'm just trying to figure out who it is. Like, you know,
she works in the office. She doesn't go out on the street and write up anything or do any class 1 officer duties.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to clarify. You know, I'm sorry if I'm asking too many questions, but I'm new here and I feel like I'm speaking towards the public, and I feel like because I'm a neighbor here and I'm experienced it on my own first-handedly, that I can speak upon it. And, you know, I don't want to feel like I'm getting jumped down the throat or vice versa.
No, you're
I'm
not.
Just trying
That was my question. Now, what grade are your children
My
in?
children are in pre-K, 1st grade, and 5th grade.
Now, back in the day, the school and the PTA used to piggyback off of safety patrol. And any kid that grew up around here finally remembers safety patrol. That is where they would have the kids in the higher grades patrol the corners to assist the children, like you're saying, the smaller children, the children whose parents can't be there to, you know, watch their kids after school, because it is the after school hours that are a little bit more difficult. Most parents can get them there. It's getting them home that raises the challenge. The school has eliminated that. I do not know why. That would be worth, asking the school or going before the school board and see if they could reinstate something like that. That was a very well-run program, and it was very helpful with the younger kids.
Okay, anybody from the public that have any question?
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. Clyde Cook, 2301 Woodlynne Avenue, Woodlynne, New Jersey.
Hey, Cook.
Good evening. So, of course, this evening, y'all guys talked about passing the, I believe the ordinance for next year as far as, well, excuse me, not the ordinance, the jobs for next year. What were the titles and what, as far as the positions that y'all guys are seeking to pass, that y'all actually did pass this evening?
It was in the package that was in the website. So if you go there, you can download it. I also shared it on the screen while it was ongoing.
So what is the, now, as far as I'm concerned, it gave as far as the information containing to what y'all guys were passing for the evening, but it didn't per se say the positions that were being filled, and as far as who's filling the positions, and as far as the salary ordinance is concerned, how much that person will be getting paid.
Mayor, this is Brian Lazute. Mr. Cook, the ordinance which you're free to submit an open request for is ordinance 2021-12. It does not list specific individuals. It is not a hiring ordinance. Rather, it's a salary ordinance, which only delineates what these salaries and hourly wages are for the various positions within the borough. It does not list it.
So, Mr. Lazuka, it doesn't list as far as the salary, as far as the individuals you're saying. Is there a change in salary that's going to be shown as far as a difference between this year, next year?
Every year, the municipality adopts the salary ordinance.
Is there an increase? That's basically what I'm saying. Any changes?
Again, I'll say it one more time. The salary ordinance does not list specific individuals with their specific salaries. For each position, there typically is a range. And that would include the majority, if not all, of the positions, with the exception of the notary, the court pay for construction official, and CO inspection rate. And the mayor was kind enough to, again, put the ordinance on the screen for you to review.
I probably came late, so I wasn't able to per se see that, but I appreciate your response. Thank you. My last question was containing to a recent article that was put out by John Paff. John Paff shared with the residents of Woodlynne, member of the governing body, Councilman Pablo Fuentes, being fined for the approval during past council meetings for his spouse. Now, of course, many members of council is aware, I was also a member at the time, where we've held past meetings in the past where certain individuals who do know that they're related as far as family members have voted in favor and not abstained for certain positions within the borough, in which they have been able to obtain these positions. Knowing that there was a violation that has now taken place and that that individual was seen and also addressed as far as through the Oprah request that later on went through the state, and the state basically coming back and saying that that person has been found wrong as far as doing wrongdoings. What steps as member of council and the mayor plan on taking to resolve these future issues as far as for voting for family members to hold position within office inside the borough of Woodlynne?
I'll be happy to address that. First, I'm unaware of a final decision being rendered by the state. If one has been issued, I was not privy to the contents of that. That being said, unless and until the borough, including my office, receives such a decision, I don't think it would be appropriate for the mayor or council to comment on it.
Mr. Lazuka, according to documentation that came from the state of New Jersey, November 24th, 2021, a local finance board sent a notification of violation regarding to the findings of the matter of complaint LFB-18-022 filed against Mr. Pablo Fuentes. It pretty much gives in detail about Mr. Pablo Fuentes voting in favor for his wife to hold certain titles, which is the Class 1 Special Police Officer and Bailiff position starting in 2010 all the way through 2016, in which other positions were held. So my thing now is what steps are going to be taken by the governing body to resolve and address these issues so that we don't have things like this going on within the borough.
Mr. Cook, you did not come into the meeting late. You were here when we did the first voting. And if you follow the record of voting, we have 2 yes and 2 abstain. So if that is an indicator, let those who understand that be privileged to it. Those who doesn't want to understand, I don't know how to explain it further. Is there another question?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
In the past, y'all took steps where you're basically saying you addressed the issues containing to the things that have taken place this evening. But the factor is that you have members of council that have voted in the past for a spouse, even the former mayor, to hold positions that they had no business holding. Now, this discussion came up numerous times when we talked about the nepotism. We talked about the nepotism law being in place, and also seeing that there are certain members from not just council voting in favor of the mayor or voting in favor of his wife, but other members voting in favor of contracts that have to do with police when they should abstain from doing so, that have been done. My thing now is we have a councilman that has been pretty much fined and charged with a violation. And I'm asking what steps are going to be taken or actions are going to be done towards this council member that has been found guilty by the state for actions that he has done. Is this council member stepping down? Is council asking for this council member to step down?
Right there.
Mr. Cook, hold on, Brian.
There was no finding of guilt. The document to which you to refer, again, to my knowledge, has not been received by the council, Councilman Fuentes, or my office. The outstanding matter before the state was a civil matter. It was not a criminal matter. So what you're referring to as far as a finding of guilt is simply not accurate, even if it were true.
So the notice of violation you're saying from the state is not a guilty charge by the state, stating that this person is found guilty of
once again, they're not criminal charges.
Okay, Mr. Cook, please don't violate the time allotted for residents to talk. I know. Hold on. Let me finish, sir. We've let everybody to say what is in their mind, but when you continue going back and forth, which answer has been given to you? I am saying to you right here, also what Brian is saying to you. Me personally, I have not received anything from the state or Department of Public Affairs to any issue relating to any council or finding them anything. I have not. Okay, so when we say we have not, we have not. And I don't see the reason why it should be going back and forth on and on. Despite the fact that you listened to their voting this evening and you heard how they voted. I think we should move on to something else. If you have anything that is not related to what was just spoken about, please, we are here to listen to you. If not, let somebody else from the resident speak up to their concern.
What steps are we going to take into next year, assuring that fairness is done and that all jobs would be put out there, made available to the residents of the borough of Woodlynne, containing to every top position and title?
Again,
that includes
all the opening jobs has been made available for the borough. I even myself go, when I see some of the kids around the corner, I even direct them and advise them. Okay, so despite the fact it's posted on our website, and we continue to extend the time limit, hopefully people from the town will come and apply. But understand that some of these critical jobs, we cannot keep holding them, and we have to fill them up because they're critical. If we see anybody who will apply for it. Okay, and I think that's all I'm going to say about that. Any more questions?
No, I appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks for the laughter.
At this time, can I have motion?
Hello, this is Kelly Jankowski.
Hi, Kelly. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I have a question on the parking in our town. Up at our end of town on Maple and Woodland Avenue, we have to park 25 feet from a corner and from a crosswalk, and we get tickets left and right. However, I drove down to the other end of town, and right at the school, there's a stop sign and a crosswalk, and you're allowed to park right there, so people can't even see when a kid's coming through the crosswalk. There's also a handicap spot within 10 feet of the corner, and I measured the corners down on that little street, whatever that little street is, it goes down to Evergreen, and they're all like 10 and 15 from the corner. So my question, and at the laundromat, that's the other one. The crosswalk is right on the parking. So how come down that end of town they get to park and have freedom to do what they want down there? In our end of town, we have to park 25 feet. I don't see what the difference is. The law states 25 feet, and we get a $55 ticket, but yet you can do it down the other end of town, and they park close to the corners and next to a stop sign and a crosswalk and on a crosswalk. So could you tell me what the difference is with the law being different down that end of town and our end of town? Because we have a severe problem with parking up here as well as they do. And I would think that we even have a worse problem because we have all row houses.
Thank you, Miss Kelly. Sorry that you discovered a discrepancy on the.
I measured every corner. I can give you the measurements,
right,
and they're all wrong down there except for up our end is right, and it's just not right that we get tickets and can't park, and they can park and do whatever, but the one at the school is very dangerous. It's a stop sign. You can't see the stop sign when the big SUV parks there on the corner, and you can't see a kid when they walk out in the crosswalk. And the laundromat, the same thing.
Let me ask you, Kelly, is this these stances that you are seeing, are they being supported by a yellow mark?
The yellow mark is there, but it's only 10 feet. 10 to 15 feet down at that end, that whole end of town, every corner.
Okay.
Up our end, if you measure it from the corner to the end of the yellow, it's 25 feet.
Okay. I understand that from what you
said. And we can't park near a crosswalk up here. And you can do it at the laundromat. You can park right on the crosswalk. And you can park right on the crosswalk at the school. And a stop sign. If you park up at our stop sign, they give us a ticket. So, I mean, it's 15 feet from a stop sign. And that's why they have them so people can see it when they come up. Well, you can't see it when you come up at the school because there's cars parked there. So, I mean, I just don't understand why we get tickets and they don't. And how come we get 25 feet and have to follow the law, but the other end of town doesn't follow the law? It seems like a discrimination.
You ready for my answer, Kelly?
Yep.
All right. Thank you. If you can mute your phone, I appreciate that.
Okay.
The limit of parking to a stop sign, to a crossing, I believe it is consistent based on our yellow marking. However, if you observe people parking and not being given a ticket, what I can suggest you do for me is take a picture of the yellow crossover of the vehicle and take a picture of the tag of the vehicle, send it to me. I'll follow with the police department. Now, on Sunday morning, I usually drive around the town. On Parker Avenue, the intersection of Parker and Woodlynne, as I'm on 200 block Parker Avenue, there is a white truck that also parked past the yellow line. I went to the police officer and I told him that intersection, there is a car that parked past the yellow line and we need the clearance, especially on that street, for them to cross through Woodlynne Avenue. And I told him to go take care of it. So our police can be other location or tied up with domestic or something. But again, when you see this infraction, just send me the picture. I will take care of it, and then I'll follow up with you, make sure that the police took care of that. Okay, that's the only way it can help. And also, during the meeting of public safety and the committee. I know that they're gonna bring this issue up and trying to tell the police to continue their enforcement. Okay, that's all I have to say on this. You have another?
You're not understanding. The yellow line is not there. It's the crosswalk is right at the yellow line. They're not parking over the yellow line, but it's not marked right. It's supposed to be 25 feet from a crosswalk. The line should be painted yellow. And down at the other end of town by the school, the yellow lines are only 10 and 15 feet. They should be 25 feet from a corner, but they're not. But our yellow lines are painted 25 feet.
Okay.
And we get tickets. That's what I'm saying. So you're allowing them to park because the yellow lines are painted for convenience of having parking down there. But we don't have that up here, and it's not right that if the state law says 25 feet, and we have to follow the state law up here, but they don't paint the lines 25 feet down there. That's what I'm saying. And the crosswalk there's no yellow line, so the people aren't parking wrong. But it's because you allowed it. That's what I'm saying. It's not that they can get a ticket because there's no yellow lines. And if there is, it's only a little one.
Okay, Mr. Mark, when you have opportunity, can you please look at those two locations, Maple and Woodlynne, and also from the school, I think it's First Street. Street number 1, 4th Street. So if you could check that and see what is the discrepancy in the parking and how we can address that. Okay, please? Okay. Thanks. Is there another question?
Yeah, but now I forgot, but I'll remember another time, I guess. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. At this time,
excuse me.
I would like to.
Can I have a chance to speak?
What's that?
Okay, this is Robert Baum from 1918 Woodlynne Ave. Can I have a chance to speak?
Go ahead, Rob. What's your question?
Okay, so I'm very glad you brought up the yellow lines, because that parking spot in front of the laundromat that Ms. Jankowski just referenced, that parking spot was initially painted so that it was into the yellow. It was brought to your attention. And the response was that the public work guys were going to go take a look at it. The next day, the yellow line that was painted there was instead white. So she's not wrong when she said that you guys allowed that to happen, because that's exactly what you did. And that parking spot is like inches away from the crosswalk. And a direct safety threat to any pedestrian trying to cross the street there. In fact, I've almost been hit there because I have to park over on that side of the street now. Okay? There's a reason why we keep bringing this up, and you guys just don't do anything about it. And in fact, when you do something about it, you do the wrong thing. So I very strongly suggest that when you have somebody go take a look at this, actually do the right thing. Because if somebody dies there, it's on you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. Nobody's gonna die. Nobody's gonna get hit. And so shall it be.
My mom did almost.
Is there another question?
A couple weeks ago.
I did literally almost just get hit there a couple of weeks ago. Okay, my mother-in-law has almost been hit trying to cross the street there. I know plenty of people that have almost gotten hit crossing the street there because the visibility is so poor, not just for the pedestrians, but also for the traffic. Because if we can't see the cars, they sure as hell can't see us. Okay, so it's not just a matter of I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm done.
Rob.
I've got nothing else.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Mark, we used to have a sign that said, truck, don't go on Woodlynne Avenue. And most of the issue that you can see on that location is when a big truck, like my truck, park on that end all the time. And you're trying to cross, sometimes you can't see, but if it's a smaller vehicle, you can see above the roof. So on that block alone, in front of that laundromat, is there a way we can put a sign indicating that truck should not park there, and that way people stand?
This is Kelly Jankowski, 122 Maple. The law is you have to park 25 feet from a crosswalk. There's not even an inch from the crosswalk. You allow people to park there. That's the problem. The law says 25 feet. It should be 25 feet from the crosswalk. You cannot park right up on a crosswalk. And you do it in both that corner and the one before it, where the mini mart store is there. You park right on the crosswalk. That's illegal. And at the school, they're all illegal according to the state of New Jersey. And you saying it's not going to happen, nobody's going to get killed. You need to stop playing God, because it surely came close a couple times with me driving and people walk out and I nearly hit them, and I get hysterical because I don't want to hit somebody. And I'm not speeding. I'm going the speed limit, but you cannot see when people walk out there. And at the school, it was the same thing. That's how I found out there was a crosswalk and a stop sign. You don't see them until they come right out on you, and it'd be a shame if somebody hit somebody, because it's a horrible thing. So you need to stop playing God and saying it ain't going to happen, because you're far from God.
I just want to piggyback. I'm sorry.
Hold on. Again, I've asked our engineer to take a look at it, including the 25 feet limit as quoted by Kelly. Please look at what is out there on the traffic and pedestrian control. If we have to move them all back 25, that's what it has to be. And at the same time, on that particular block from Chestnut to Parker Avenue, if we could have a sign prohibiting, make an ordinance prohibiting truck or vehicle like, my vehicle, SUV and so, from parking right there, let it be only small vehicle that people can see. I think those are the two things in question. So look into them and get back to us as soon as possible before the next council meeting. And again, everything is a process and it has to be done. Also, the council and the mayor, they do represent, if not the authority in each location that they are serving. And whatever they say or whatever they allow is what's going to happen. So in the same token, nobody's going to die. Okay? It's not in my authority. It's in Jesus' name I'm proclaiming. Okay? Nobody's going to die. Nobody's going to hit by a car. We're going to fix it. Now, is there anything outside what we have spoken about that somebody have other issue that you want to bring up? Please, again, state your name, your address, and speak up.
This is Zenobia, 1615 Woodlynne. I just have another quick question because of the signs and everything, and I don't know if I mentioned that I have a disabled child, adult. She's nonverbal autistic and ADHD, and I wanted to know, is there any way, because I live close to the Penn-Pisa area, if there could be like a sign saying for autistic child ahead or children or something of that nature to get them to slow down coming down Woodland Avenue?
I can have Public Works look into that. There are signs for disabled children or disabled persons. I can have him look into it. The big yellow signs like you see when you have like a blind child type thing or a blind person.
Yes. I thought I had to go to DMV or get a doctor
and put it in that area for you, because that's where you live, in the area close to Penn Pizza.
Yes, I do. Yes.
Okay. All right. I will have them look into which side of the road.
I live on the same side as Penn Pizza, on that same side. Yeah, I'm like 3 houses down.
I will have a Public Works director look into that for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, can I get motion and second to close the public portion?
Motion.
Second.
At this time, the public portion is closed. And can I have motion and second to adjourn the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And thank you all for coming to this meeting. And remember the vaccination drive at the school on the 13th. They will give you the booster as well as those who haven't gotten their first vaccine.
See you, buddy.
That will be all.
All right. Take it easy. ¿Ah? Haz un pesado, puedo. If I got questions, I'll call you.
All right, guys, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Like I told